Alright everybody, we're back with another one. Today we're doing how to play, I almost said Zhu Xi Legacy, we've done that already. How to play Ayyubids, aka how to play Ayyubid in Age of Empires 4. And this civ, now this civ is very diverse in terms of what you can do. I feel like because you have 8 wings compared to the Ayyubids 4, you can do so many different things. It's quite crazy. So there's a lot of different styles you can do. Obviously some are not as good as the other ones, but there's a lot of different styles you can do, a lot of different like variations of getting to the same spot you can do, and I'll try to do as many different ones as possible depending on the matchup, of course. But yeah, I'll try to spice it up for you guys. Okay, I haven't found a single sheep yet. Not a good start, but if you're watching this for the first time, I have done how to play Civ like a pro for 14 different or other civilizations. The only ones I've not done is Ayyubid and JD, and I'm doing Ayyubid right now, and then JD we're doing after this one, and then I'm done with every single one of them, and it's basically me explaining my thought process, what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So I'm playing against Zhu Xi. Now Zhu Xi can do 3 things in this matchup. I feel like they can pretty much do anything they want. They can go fast age up, they can go 2TC, or they can do Zhu all in. I don't know what he's gonna do, but I gotta be ready for everything, right? Now, I saw in one of the comments on my YouTube channel, someone said it'd be nice if you were talking about the build order as well. The reason I don't talk about the build orders that I'm doing is because I already have guides for the build orders, so I don't want to rehash the same thing in every game. So, if you need build orders, check them out. They're on my YouTube channel for every civ. Thank you very much. I am still sick, so there's that, and I don't like it. Okay. Now let's do fast castle here, and I'm gonna do the dervish fast castle variation. Now, a popular build that used to happen pretty much all the time was military wing into economic wing, and then we've had economic wing into military wing or into like culture wing or something like that. And now we're at the point where people are starting to do dervish wing, which is the logistics wing that gives you 2 dervish, into economic wing and then into military wing. Military wing in Imperial is insanely strong because it gives you 7 desert raiders that are super strong, and it just spawns units like forever basically for you, giving you free resources. So people have been kind of doing this recently, but again, you can do military wing into eco wing into one of these, into Imperial. You can do economic wing into fighting in feudal. You can do economic into dervish or logistics wing. Like I said, there's so many different things you can do with Ayyubid. I think that's what makes it like very versatile and very nice, even though sometimes, you know, some options are just better than others, if that makes sense. Like, they're more efficient, but I think it's flexible enough to where you will see different wings depending what matchup you're playing on and so forth. Okay, now in this matchup I'm gonna rush castle, and I'm going to try and scout what he is doing to see if I can, you know, react to it. Now, I'm going to build a tower with 1 villager. I'm just going to pre-build it, and then I'm going to see if he's all-inning. If he's all-inning, I'm going to... Okay, he's rushing castle. I was going to say, if he's all-inning, I'm just going to get stone for this tower, but if he's not, I'm just going to leave it as is. Now, we got the 2 dervish, and I can also go around scout with them. But one interesting thing you can do with them, if you're getting all in, their longbows are poking you, like if English makes 2-3 longbows, you can actually out-heal it with dervish. So it's kind of nice. Okay, he's making a stable. Alright, that's fine. I could go for the stone, but he will most likely not commit to a lot of horsemen, so I'm just gonna leave it be. Now, another thing to mention, I am not gathering out these berry bushes, and that's something you want to do with Ayyubid. You will pretty much always be going for eco-wing in feudal or castle, and if you are going for eco-wing in castle, you want to gather these berries until they're about, like, you know, as little food as possible. And then when you age up with eco-wing, you will get extra food on your berries. So if I age up to castle, I'll get 100 food per berry extra, which is obviously very, very good and very, very nice. Now, because he's going this, I could, if I went eco-wing in feudal age, I could have aged up with military wing into castle, because I'll get 3 desert raiders every 2 minutes, I think it is. Oh, shit. Oh my god, I stopped it at 4. That was close. But I don't want to do it now, because the reason for that is because he's going stable, so right, so military wing would actually be quite nice. But because I didn't go, oh, he's going pro scouts, okay. But because I didn't go eco wing, I'm not gonna do that. Because eco wing gives you such a good bonus. You get 7 villagers, and again, your berries have a lot more food on them. So what I'm gonna do now, he's getting the deer, so I can't really prevent it because he has horsemen too. If he had no horsemen, I could go horsemen and what's it called? I could go horsemen and like chase down the scouts, but because he has horsemen, I can't really do that. But what I can't do is I can actually go and kill the deer so that his shift click does not work. So right now he's pro scouting because he shift click on every deer, but if I go and I kill the deer, you kind of deny that. Okay. Now we can use these dervish to just heal, and he is taking damage on his horses. Let's go for stables. I'm gonna kill all these. And that's why dervish are pretty nice, in my opinion, for situations like this. Because they can just make it very annoying for your opponent to deal with. We can go wheelbarrow here, and we can go specialized or double broadaxe, just to get some upgrades going. And one good thing about Ayyubid, I need another building actually. I'm gonna get the second stable. So one good thing about Ayyubid, he's also castle already. Okay. One good thing about Ayyubid is you can start taking the relics pretty much immediately, which is very nice, especially if you are playing against a civ that also rushes castle like he is right now. I'm gonna go scout what he's doing, and I need another house because I'm about to pop 7 villagers. We're gonna go for the berries, and now all those berries got extra food on them. I'm gonna take this relic. I'm gonna take the bottom relic. He's also trying to prevent me from taking the relics. Okay. Sending knights everywhere. Now, camel lancers are very good at chasing the enemy knights because you have... You might be able to deny this. Let's see. Okay. To deny that one, I'm gonna run around. Now, because I aged up with logistics, my dervish have movement speed. Or sorry, not movement speed, they have passive healing because of it. One's gonna die. And because we're both doing the same thing, which is rushing castle, if I get 3 relics, I would consider that a win. Because, like I said, we're both doing the same thing, so if you're racing to do the same thing and you do it slightly better, that's good for you. Now we're getting more and more camel lancers. I'm getting some good charge damage here whenever I can. Now he's got a lot of deer at his disposal. because he went pro scouts. You just go take this relic and then we'll just fight over this one, I guess. And he's still making knights, so I'm actually gonna just double down. Or triple down, I guess. And I'm gonna get some stone so that I can get a second town center sometime soon. Okay, we got that one. It would be nice to get some healing done on my units. Okay, he's going around. I'm just gonna get a big charge. The more you charge, the longer distances you're charging, the more damage your camel lancers do. I think he will be able to get this relic actually. Oh yeah. My camel lancers are pretty damaged, so maybe I should just leave them like this and accept the loss. Let's see. But I'm also getting some stone for my second town center. I'm healing up. Now, one thing is he cannot heal his units with the monks that he has. So that's something to consider. And I could also go into Desert Raiders, which are actually very, very good. And if not better than... I'm actually going to do that. They're better at dealing with cavalry than camel lancers are. Camel lancers are very good for chasing, but they're not necessarily better for straight up fighting. I can do that. Now I have more villagers. Oh, go back. I don't want him to trigger save. So I got 2 relics, like I said. It's not great, but it is what it is. Could be less. I'm gonna try to get some harassment done. We'll make some more units. Maybe I'll go here, try to knight some pro scouts on that side. I'm just trying to find damage wherever I can, basically. Get some wood upgrades. Just gonna back off here. Let's get walls there. He did not pick up these deer. That's very important to know for myself. Get a wall here. Okay, I might get a TC there forward just to secure those berries. Let's do that. Okay, he just picked up the last deer here, I think. A lot of units there. Okay. He doesn't have a scout there, so he doesn't see that I'm there. Now what I could also do is start making crossbows. And... oh, he found. That's pretty bad for me. I'm just gonna make a run for it. And he's still making just he's just making lancers still. I'm a bit surprised by that. Okay. A bit surprised, but alright. Now, he didn't see that I... oh wow, he has a lot of lancers. I guess he's just super committing to mass lancer. But I've started transitioning to camel riders, which hopefully will be able to deflect what he's doing. Need to get some gold. I'll put 12. He's super all in, I guess. I want to connect the building so I get the torch damage buff. The reason I say he's all inning, it's like not obviously super common to just make these units and hope it works. Now camel lancers should do quite well. Or Deserator, sorry, with Camel Lancers, but I think he has too many units, perhaps. We'll see. I'm gonna try to hold. Like I said, if I manage to hold this, it's gonna be really bad for him and really good for me. But we don't have too many units right now. He's very, very all in, I think, with this. Wow, he's still just going. He's still going for it. Okay. Maybe I should have given up that, what's it called? That town center. Some farms. He's probably gonna attack here now. Regarding worker count, we should actually be somewhat similar, I think, now. Unless he's on 2 TCs, which I don't think he is. I think he's just full on all in.
على استعداد لبعض العمل. أعدوا أنفسكم للأوامر. آنت الأوامر. انتبهوا جميعا. الآن يا رجال بالحال. حان وقت الأوامر. جهزوا أنفسكم بالطبع. جهزوا أنفسكم يا رجال. من يريد أن تأتي بالواجب الآن يا رجال.
I'll just go make another TC, I guess.
أعدوا أنفسكم للأوامر بالحال. جميع أيها الجنود قدموا بشجاعة يا رجال. آنت الأوامر تحركوا اتخذوا مواقعكم. أعدوا أن القرويون على أهبة الاستعداد. جهزوا أنفسكم يا انتبهوا كما أمر. أعيشوا بطاعة الأوامر. الآن تأتية الوقت. آن وقت التقرب. يتحتم علي أن أقودكم. الآن يا رجال
Could try and make spearmen. At this point.
أعدوا أنفسكم للأوامر. تحركوا يا رجال. انتبهوا جميعا. آن وقت التصرف. اصغوا جميعا. آن وقت التصرف. جهزوا. انتبهوا جميعا. أعدوا أنفسكم للأوامر. قريبا تأتينا أوامر جديدة يا رجال. الآن يا رجال. تجهزوا.
Okay. So I think his whole army is that. I'm not sure where his economy is at, but I think I'm okay. Not in a great spot, but I'm okay. I kind of want to engage his army while it's split, because if he gathers his whole army, obviously it's going to be a lot stronger, right?
الرماح مستعد. الآن يا رجال انتباه لدينا أشياء يجب فعلها.
Let me commit TC soon.
يتحتم علي أن أقودكم. أعدوا أنفسكم عند كلمتي. اصغوا جميعا. القرويون على أهبة الاستعداد.
Let's go for it right here.
جهزوا أنفسكم. تحركوا يا رجال. اصغوا جميعا. آن وقت يتحتم.
He's kind of like I think he wants to like crunch me from both sides, but I've been just been kind of chilling, and he doesn't really know what to do, I think. Very good trades. He's gonna push from this side, which is kind of obvious. So we're just gonna go back and defend this side. So we're gonna have to do this back and forth, I guess. We'll see if I can hold here, because if I hold, it should be GG. Because I think he's completely all in on this. I would be surprised if he even has a second TC at this point. He might. Doubt. Okay, cleaned up. Okay, now we counter push immediately because I don't want him to I don't want to give him any chance to come back into this game or whatever. So we're just gonna counterattack straight away. I still got one dervish, so I can heal with that. And his food sources should be running out, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that's a lot of units actually. I'm gonna go back. That is quite a lot of units. He has a lot of horsemen, which I think means that he is fully on farm transition right now. Let's get another TC. That amount of horsemen, I think he actually is out of deer, but he's probably transitioned to full food fully. And because of that, I'm a bit hesitant to keep pushing super hard. I'm just gonna get a lot more spearmen and then we'll go. Because he has no range units right now. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to wait too long, because then he will transition to like Zugin or something, and then my stuff can get countered again. Okay, let's go now. Let's not give him a chance to transition to better units, I guess. I'll get some golems into the mix. And we'll go for a push here. My food income is really good, so I can produce a lot of villagers. So let's see what we can do and what he has. It's a big run by. Horsemen are in the back. My base is almost fully walled. I need to find where his farms are, and his farms are probably in the back, right? They're never in the front. So I'm just gonna go there straight away. Now, I'm pretty scared that he has like nested bee or something. Yeah, he's got 3 of them. Luckily, I have a dervish that can AOE heal a lot of my units. I'm gonna try to get out of this, because my units are very damaged, so I would rather wait for my units to heal up from this. Okay, and we can also go for the age up soon. Hopefully very soon. I'll just go around here. I'm gonna try to pressure two sides at the same time. So I'm gonna try to pressure the bottom side and the top side at the same time. And see what we can do here by playing it that way. Can almost take a jump. Okay, we're raging up the military wing. I'm just gonna burn this down. Now his position in the game is very defensive, which is pretty good for me. That because he's not fighting and he's just kind of letting me take the map a little bit, that means he probably does not have a lot of units around to contest, so he's just kind of chilling back and waiting. So I'm just gonna try to push that and try to spread him a bit thin. There's a lot of archer ranges coming, as you can see there. Okay, he's got a lot of units, but it's completely okay. He might actually be on 1 TC. I don't know if he is, but he might be. Okay, now we kite home. And now I'm going to transition to Gulams in big numbers. We'll see what we can do here with these units. Hopefully just trade out as much as possible. And then we go back. Okay, what do we need now? We need more production buildings. And I want to get a lot of Gulams right now. I got this gold, which I can use. I don't know how many cavalry units he still has. I haven't kind of seen exactly. I haven't gotten the good look on the numbers, but I think it should be okay. Let's try to get a keep there. Now I have a lot of upgrades and stuff going, so I just need to try and hold as much as I can without like losing the game straight up. Let's try to kill the next of these. If I kill next of these, then I'm chilling, because now I'm producing Imperial units, and he does not have them, so yeah. Okay, good stuff. Let's go get the gold. I'm getting his gold, by the way, that top side of the map. That's kind of his gold, so the fact that I'm taking it is very, very nice for me. He's gonna try to spread me apart, like pull me apart here and there by attacking at different spots, but I should have good enough multitasking for that. Now this game is a bit weird because like massing knights at that point, it's not that it's not viable, it's just like very all-in, I guess is the best way to put it. But sometimes you have games like that. So, you know. Okay, now we're gonna gather all our units. Okay. Let's get sacred sites. Maybe start putting pressure via that. And I want to get him off the gold. So what I don't want him to have is any gold on the map. Okay. And that's gonna be my hopefully way to win the game. I want to get university. I want to get some good university upgrades. He's still in castle, by the way. So he's still very, very committed to what he's doing. We're gonna send some desert raiders on top there. Gonna beat this guy's ass. Okay. And let's get the Gulam upgrade first. The reason I'm getting that is because the sheer amount of Gulams that I have right now. And I want to get the melee attack upgrade for Gulams because it's just very, very good. Because they attack twice, so you can get a really good value from that. Last thing I want to do is take this gold so that he can take it. So let's do that. Okay, good stuff. Let's get all these upgrades. Let's push the middle. These guys are running. Maybe I can do some harassment in the back. We capture this sacred site. Get some towers for vision. And he's out of gold, right? Like this is his last gold. Now look at this. You know what he's doing right now? He's sending the villagers to the top. So these guys, I'm gonna redirect them. He's 100% sending the villagers there, okay? So this is what I'm gonna do. Watch this. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. And then I'm gonna intercept them right here. Okay. Actually, I don't want to make engineers yet. I want to get upgrades for my camels. I also need more gold, actually. So let's do that. Let's send some Gulams there. And now I can use camels. I mean, they're mobile, right? So I can just use them to go around and harass and do stuff. But I want to get incendiary arrow first. The reason for that is the camels are going to work really well with the incendiary arrows. That's why I want it. These guys, I'm just going to tell them to break this and go in the back and harass the other stuff. And okay. Oh, look at that. We'll get some of those too. Now, I could transition to mass horses, but Desert Raiders are very, very good cavalry for Ayyubid, so I don't mind staying on Gulam plus Desert Raiders, just because Desert Raiders kind of fill in the role of it's cavalry, but it's also ranged units. So I don't mind having my Desert Raiders kind of do that, and I let Gulams just be the melee, tanking everything kind of units. Okay, get farms. Get Gulams in there. Now I'm going for Sacred Site. I'm gonna make another Siege Workshop here. I'm going for Sacred Sites, and I'm just trying to deny him off of stuff wherever I can. Look at that. A fresh batch of 2 different Desert Raider groups just popped. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get HP. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get that. We're just gonna get everything right now because, well, I have the resources for it. So why not? And now I have the Sacred Site of Victory ticking.
Let's go Beastyqt. Love the content of Go Beastie Bundy, Beastie Bundy, Beastie Bundy.
So now I'm just gonna do damage to the bottom side and do damage to the top side at the same time. Now the incendiary arrows is completed, so I should be able to clean up this pretty well. And that's it. GG. I said, holy shit, how did you survive this? So that game is very good thing to realize how to come back from a bad situation. Like, I personally think that making this amount of like knights is, it's one of those things where okay, that's salty, but okay. So I actually said that comebacks are a lot less possible these days because of all the seed changes. So now he's making a comment to that, oh, I thought comebacks aren't possible, but I think it's more that he threw the game than I came back. But, you know, to each their own. So yeah, I think that's it's a very good game to show that once you're behind, you were ahead the whole time. I mean, I said, like, even with me losing the villagers, I think it wasn't bad because you do have more villagers, and I also had second TC, right? Because I think he was 1 TC, right, the whole game? Yeah, so he said, I thought comebacks aren't possible. I'm literally ahead whole game. Alright, well, cool stuff. Okay, let me check this quickly. Thank you for the link. Message on AOE4 Season 9 game balance. Hello, wonderful AOE4 community. We hope that you're enjoying Season 9 so far. First, we want to thank you for your feedback regarding changes introduced in the season. Based on what we've heard from you, we've had some news to share. Regarding some of the gameplay changes, we're arriving in an upcoming patch. Okay. Our philosophy is that the game should grow and evolve alongside our player base. In Siege and a late gameplay are two areas where we saw a lot of opportunity to bring refreshing changes after 3 years of growth and play. While we're excited to tune in the meta in this way, we also prize good balance, and we know you do as well. The process of balancing this much change will require iteration and incremental improvement, guided by your responses and strategies we see you develop over time. Based on your initial feedback following the Season 9 release, we already made some small changes introduced, yada yada. Okay, we saw that. To address some areas, we'll be adjusting the following and more. Biology, siege damage against buildings, sprinkled power level, and bombard cannon damage against elephants. Wow, look at that. Everything I said is wrong in the game is getting fixed. That's crazy. But I said, cavalry is too strong right now because infantry is fucking useless, right? Like, it doesn't exist. Siege damage against buildings? I'm assuming this means they're gonna buff bombard damage? Or I don't know if this means giving mangonels more damage against buildings. Sprinkles are dog shit, which this sprinkle power level means they're gonna get buffed. Because they're definitely not getting nerfed. And bombard cannon damage against elephants. Because elephants have no counter. And remember what I said? They need to buff something against elephants that every civilization have. Which is either spearmen, hand cannoneers, or, which actually Zhu Xi doesn't have, or bombard, or culverin, whatever. They need bonus damage against elephants, so they are going to give them that. Furthermore, adjustments to the strongest ranked civilization in team games such as Abbasid Dynasty will be included in the dispatch. We hope to you enjoy these changes when they release, and we'd ask you to keep posting your feedback in official forums. It's immensely helpful for us to see and digest your thoughts as we're planning for an early 2025 patch. As we continue onward with Season 9 approach with an incredible milestone that is our 10th season, we want to look ahead as a community of developers and players towards the future of the game and the path we're set on together. We already shared that 2025 is an exciting year for AOE4 with DLC on the way, and we truly believe that fine-tuning and refreshing some of the gameplay experience along the way lends itself to some excitement to come. Alright, cool update. Love that. I love that they're doing that. Just update people what you're doing, you know, just update people that you're not AFK. I think that's great. Alright, let's go. Shout out to Crackety for helping out, I appreciate it. Do you think English is a bad matchup for Ayyubid? I think most of the matchups for Ayyubid... I would say Ayyubid doesn't have hard counters. I don't know, I'm trying to think, am I wrong with that? I don't think... I mean, except like Abbasid, you know, but the... I don't know. If any, probably English. I actually don't know. I'm not really sure. When I think of Ayyubid, like, you know how I think about counters? Yeah, that's the thing, like, if you say right now...
The Outback Octagon Crown Brother.
If you say like, oh, Byzantine, Abbasid, HRE, English, it's like, yeah, but those civs are good against almost all the civs. So it's like, you know, I would actually say Byzantine is maybe a hard counter. But the way I think about hard counters in AOE4 is actually very simple. If I think about a civ, like I pick a civ, and if I'm not like thinking like, oh, I hope it's not X or Y civ, then it probably has no counters in my mind, right? So like when I play Ayyubid, I'm never like, ooh, oh my god, I hope he doesn't have this, or oh, he picked this, I'm dead. I feel like I don't have that with Ayyubid. I would say Byzantine is really hard for Ayyubid, so maybe that's the counter. But other than that, I'm not... Like, English, HRE, Abbasid are pretty solid. I mean, Abbasid is Abbasid, right? That shit's gonna get nerfed. I mean, they just said in the patch it's gonna get nerfed, right? Or in the patch, in the thing. HRE is solid, but again, HRE is solid against, you know, most things. So it's like, what does that tell us, right? But yeah, we're playing against English. I'm gonna go Dervish Wing again in this matchup. Now, I'm gonna also get some matchups, hopefully, to play for you guys that are going to be something like Delhi, where you guys can see the 3 or Eco Wing opener. But the reason I'm going Dervish Wing is because he has a king, so he's gonna be harassing with the king, and what better way to keep your villagers safe by just healing them up whenever needed. So, yeah. Now, Ayyubid 2TC is not really popular. Now, it's not popular at the top level, not because it's bad, but because the other options seem like you're taking charge in your own hands. Like, you are picking, you're dictating the tempo, you're picking what's being played, what's being done. So I feel like a lot of people play Ayyubid the way they are, and not going to TC, not because 2TC is bad, but because they're also used to this, and it feels good to kind of put pressure on your opponent, like, ooh, I'm aging up, you better be careful, instead of just playing it more passive, right? Now, I don't know what he's gonna do. I didn't tell him, like, to do one thing or the other, so I'm not sure what he's gonna go for. I'm gonna get a tower, though, for sure. Let's get a tower here, and if he's doing a longbow lane, I'm gonna get another tower here. I just want a nearby tower so that I can garrison my villagers quickly. And I'm gonna rally Dervish here, I'm gonna rally villagers on the berries, and I'm also trying to not gather out the berries so that Eco Wing after gives them bonus food on them. Remember that, it's very, very important. Like, if you gather these out, you lose on 700 food when you age up to castle, just for no reason. So, I mean, I know this is hard to do, so if you're maybe lower league, you don't need to do it, but at the top level, like, this is something that pros can do, and they must do. Okay, let's see what he's doing. Okay, king. This looks like 2TC. Yep, it's 2TC king. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just age up, and I'm just gonna make maybe even double TC in castle. Now I don't. Maybe I should get stone here. Yeah, let's get stoned. The king is gonna be very annoying. Even if I garrison right next to it, the king is gonna be very, very obnoxious. So let's just do that. Okay. He might second TC there. Okay. Yeah, we'll just upgrade that. Just to be on the safe side. Or not safe, it's just so that I can push the king away. Because if I don't, every time I garrison, he's just gonna stay there and he's gonna take damage and he's just gonna tank my tower really, really easily. So, yeah. Okay. Now you can also use your dervish to block, by the way. But there you go. It's funny, I didn't even need the tower, I guess. I can just do this. Huh, that's kind of funny. And now he has to go home. So that's why dervish are kind of cool. Like, yeah, people think like they're useless. I mean, they are, but at the same time, they can do stuff like that, right? Which is pretty cool. Just heal them up. Let's age up with the eco-wing now. And yeah. Dervish is pretty good. Also, the AoE healing aura is actually very underrated, I feel like, but the healing aura is quite good later on. Like, I think it's quite good. Now I'm gonna rally the new villagers that come out of this. I'm gonna just rally it to berries, and we're gonna move these guys, because basically all these berries are on 30, 40, 50 food. So we're just gonna move them away. And we can just start getting some upgrades here too. So let's do that. Now the relics, I can already run because he has no scouting info. Like, his scout is here, so you might not see where my things are going. So I'm just trying to avoid him seeing me and potentially denying the relics. And we're just gonna get the upgrades. Now, if he is rushing castle, the chances of me going there and actually doing damage, especially with the back goal like this, are pretty low. So what I'm thinking about doing is actually just almost straight up going just eco upgrades and second TC immediately. And because I get 7 villagers, the difference in worker count is actually not that bad. Okay, he full wall that. I mean, I can go. I'm gonna go for 1 stable. I'm just gonna put on some pressure because your opponent doesn't know. The opponent doesn't know how many camel lancers you're gonna make, right? So. Okay. Okay, good stuff. And I'm just gonna get eco upgrades immediately. He lost track, he was distracted because I had a scout, or he was attacking the scout. So I'm just gonna head home. And I can even go for stone basically immediately here. And I'm assuming he's aging up with like white tower or something. I can also start walling off the stuff around my base. I can do a little wall here. Let's get that relic. Let's go get that relic. You go here, take that relic, bring it back. Look at that white tower in the back next to the gold. So he's just playing safe. And because I didn't overextend, right? I didn't overmake like units like crazy. I'm gonna have a really nice transition out to multiple town centers. So yeah, I can even go 3 TC here. I'm feeling like. Let's go for that. Oh, I might not be able to get this one now. His king does more damage now, but when you pick up relic, and you have the dervish wing, it actually heals more, which is something a lot of people don't know. But that's how it works. Let's wall this, wall this. Look at this, tiny walls, and very good. Okay. And yeah, let's just make a couple of TCs. Let's make 2 TCs. Because the English economy is very slow. Now this is pushing game to be, you know, going to the later stage, but that's all right. That's all right. I mean, if you're all right with it. If you're not, then you can do some build that maybe focuses on all-inning an early castle or something like that. But I'm just producing these lancers, like you can see here. I am not committing. I'm not committing crazy amount of resources. I can actually make a little tower here, and I'm gonna get a sprinkled upgrade on it. I'm not committing crazy amount of resources for this. I just want to clear the map a little bit, and I want to get some relics. That's my plan here. Let's get that relic, and now I got 5 relics, and I'm gonna be on 3 TC, right? So suddenly this game becomes a lot, I feel like, better for me economically, but he is English, and the longer this game goes, English is better in the late game. So I kind of wanna. Oh my god, he has 3 golds here. That's not good, because that means I don't have a lot of places where I can punish what he is doing. So not really into that, but yeah. Okay. I don't know where this villager was going. We kill that. I'm gonna go kill that scout, because that scout is looking like a good snack for me. And I'm gonna get a horseman upgrade. I'm gonna get some archer upgrades, and let's just make some stables. Let's make some archer ranges, just to have some options. Now, I'm not a big fan of infantry in this patch, and maybe that's going to change in one of the future patches, but you can also go for Gulams, right? Like Gulam crossbow against English, but I like to keep my army a little bit active. So if that's something you like to do, do that. I'm going to charge these guys. He's gonna probably try to brace. I'm gonna cancel, charge again. Okay, we send one guy here, some guys there. And let's just get some horseman archer to start with, and then we'll see what else he transitions into. I could also put some pressures on the sacred sites by putting some towers, just to make him, like, you know, a little bit stressed, a little bit worried. So that's something I can do. Maybe I'll get a tower or 2 or something, right? Doesn't have to mean that I'll commit, but he doesn't know that, right? Okay, let's get some gold. And now I'm just booming. I got 5 relics, so the longer this game goes, it should be better and better for me. Look at my little army here. Let's go for that first. I want to get the attack upgrade first. I'm not seeing any men-at-arms yet. Oh, he doesn't know about my army, by the way. He hasn't seen it because his scout has been inactive. So this is going to be very, very good pickoffs for me, and this is a terrible, will be a terrible, terrible fight for him. Okay. So this is a big swing in the game right now. This is like very, very good for me. And this is because my economy was developed a lot nicer, a lot smoother. And now, if he was behind earlier, now he's put in a very uncomfortable position. And going for a Sacred Side victory right now is a very, very, very real option. Just because he has no army right now. I mean, that's his army, but that is not a big army. We're gonna get some more guys on there. Now, these are the last archers I'm gonna make, and now we're gonna transition to something else. Because he's probably going to transition into man-at-arms soon. I'll leave that guy there to heal. And we'll go harass with the other ones. I also want to look into transitioning to farms. Okay. Okay, man-at-arms. You see that? Man-at-arms crossbow? Let's transition immediately. Start making crossbows. We get these towers upgraded too. And now we just make a lot of units. Now, I don't think he has enough men-at-arms to tank my army, but I definitely have enough horsemen to overwhelm his army. So I'm gonna get in there. The crossbows should be in the back, so I'm getting some good shots here. And again, this is a pretty bad fight for him to take. I can just go back. I can snipe King maybe here. Sniping King is not massive, it's just like annoying. Let's kill some spearmen. Okay. Again, we can engage. Now, the men-at-arms are terrible actually at covering your range units. So, even though he has some men-at-arms there, they're actually not doing a lot. They're just kind of like hitting the horsemen, but the horsemen will still get on top of your crossbows in the end. So, yeah. I want to kill the spearmen, which I can't really see because of the stealth forest. And he's actually target firing my archers with crossbows, which is, you know, he should do that, but it's also not your most efficient thing to do. Okay. We defend that. The farm transition continues. He's extending these towers further and further. And I would really like to prevent him from having that tower there. But he has like few behind. So what I can do now is actually, this is really annoying for him now. I'm gonna make a mangonel because he has no good way of dealing with this mangonel. He doesn't have enough army to like jump on top of mangonel and overwhelm him completely. So me making the mangonel is actually super annoying for him. Even though it's not gonna have like a crazy impact or something, but it's just annoying, right? I can also start torching that thing with my mango because we have the fiery attack, whatever it's called. Send some spears here, I'm pretty sure, which is why I moved my units there. Okay, I guess he brought them back. But again, this massive crossbows, and every time my crossbow kills something, it gains more damage, right? Which is pretty nice because of it. Let's just make 2 more mangoes here. Why not? Now, I want to age up, and for that, I am going to need a lot more food. Look at the amount of stone I've mined, by the way. The reason for that is, like I said, I am committing to this sacred side stuff. Look at this, blocking the gold and the sacred side at the same time. That is very nice. He's gonna try to push that one next. I can also just buy stuff and age up. And I'm still gonna go military wing reinforcement, by the way. I know you might think against English that's not very good, but it's still very good because they scale really well into the late game. They're like camel archers, so they're gonna do pretty well. Okay. Keep on every sacred site. And every time the crossbow gets killed, again, they will get a lot of damage from it, which is pretty nice. Okay, I gotta stop here, and I gotta fight. That's what we're gonna do. Because if I kite more, I'm gonna lose all the mangonels, but now I don't want to lose all the crossbows, so we're gonna just move away. The melee units are already almost dead, so now we just got horsemen, and they can clean up the rest of the crossbows. Look at that. And I'm just beating him with basic units, by the way. This is something a lot of people like are very wrong about. They think like if you play English, you need these crazy strong units in order to defeat them. You can just go horseman crossbow or something and do just fine. There's a trap. Let's see if I can snipe it. I would really want this. I'm gonna make a siege workshop. I want to make a bombard to kill this tower. It has a sprinkled emplacement and it's been very, very annoying for me. Now, right here, we upgrade horsemen. We upgrade the units, the desert raiders, and I'm gonna get a cobra, not a bombard. I guess it's the same thing. Potato, potato. I could use some more on food, actually. That's a good number. 2 trebs, okay. I could use the gold upgrade. Actually, I'm just gonna get all the upgrades now. Now, even if I lose from this point, or like even if I lose the sacred site, this game is completely playable for me. Because I have 5 relics, I'm in a really good spot, and there's a lot of good things going for me. Let me get the tithe barns. Look at my upgrades that I'm getting. I'm gonna get some hand cannoneers. We're gonna start working on that tower. And I'm gonna get this. Infantry increases the armor of nearby camels by +3. And this is +3/+3, so that's very nice. Let's go around, snipe the trebs. For you guys, what are you doing? A little bit of a doopsie there, I guess. Okay, trebs are down. And now we just mass units. This guy's about to kill the tower. Thank you. And he loses the attack speed aura now. Which is very nice. And now we just need to hold. If I just hold, I win. But again, even if I don't hold here, I'm completely okay and I'm in a lot better spot. And even if he breaks this, I can go around the map and try to deny golds and other stuff from him. So yeah, he's gonna try to defend this because it's 20 seconds remaining. But I should be in a good spot. GG. So let's say he broke that. I would immediately like do a big counterattack on his gold on the left and maybe try to secure this gold, and I would probably pull like 40 workers. And then I would hold this gold like I'm holding Sacred Side just to mine it out, because this is his gold, right? This one is kind of my gold because it's on the right side. It's convenient more for me to get, but this is his. So I would try to mine this out and put pressure on this side because this is the only gold. He has a gold here, but this is very, very much to the side. So it's going to be very, very hard for him to get that gold. Now, like I said, I feel like this matchup, I wouldn't say it's like bad for Ayyubid, but it can be pretty bad, right? Once you start losing, it can get pretty bad, but your economy is better. You have 10% gathering rate on your villagers. So funny thing about Ayyubid, and this is only with Ayyubid, because if you age up with Eco Wing into Castle, you get 7 villagers, right? So even if the opponent went 2 town centers, you will actually be same amount of workers when you hit Castle. And then if you had a second TC, you're basically the same amount of workers as the opponent. But the advantage is you get the relics, right? Can you explain the increase in crossbow damage? Yeah, so Ayyubid has a unique upgrade that when you kill a unit with an infantry unit, you get 25% damage and is it 20 or 20% movement speed for 10 seconds. So when your crossbow, one crossbow, when it kills a unit, you will also get bonus damage on top of that. Alright, he wants to play Japanese. I think he said Japanese is a counter. So let's play Japanese against Japanese. Now, against Japanese, I would probably go aggressive and not do a castle rush. Now, this is an interesting thing. The Camel Lancers do not beat Mounted Samurai. They actually lose to them. So, if you're playing against Japanese, you do not want to go for Camel Lancers against Mounted Samurai because you will lose badly. An interesting thing is, if you're Japanese, you don't want to go on a Musha against Camel Lancers, because Camel Lancers will actually connect and dent you in pretty badly. So right now, I'm not going to go Dervish Wing. I'm going to either go for Military Wing, or I'm going to go into Eco Wing. Now, Eco Wing is going to give me more units in Feudal. Like, it's going to give me 3 extra villagers so I can make more units. But Military Wing is going to give you, like, instant unit so you can pressure, right? And Japanese also has a build. This is one of the newer builds that came out. Or, not like very recent, but it's been like a month or 2. Japanese has a build where they do fast castle, but actually open with bannermen, mounted bannermen, so that they can harass you. So perhaps because of that, opening Military Wing would be good. Another reason why I like Military Wing is your cavalry can then construct siege weapons. So not only you can make rams with your cavalry, which is very nice, but you can also make mangonels later with your cavalry, which is very useful. Okay. Wing getting a lot of sheep right now. A bit unfortunate, especially if you're trying to push your opponent into feudal age. It can be pretty hard. But basically what I'm going to do now is just hard push in feudal and see where we end up in. Okay. Actually, now the Military Wing. Now, there's also a chance that in Castle I age up with Culturing Advancement or Logistics, But I would still advise to not gather out your berries and you know, instead just keep them intact like I mentioned earlier. This is pretty bad. I got 3 sheep. 3 sheep ain't good. Okay. Let's go behind, see if we can find something. Now this is his main wood line, this is his second wood line. So his gold must be on the left side somewhere. Yeah, I have no sheep. So this is pretty bad, but that's fine. It is what it is. Okay. We can get a wheelbarrow here. Oh. Let's get a house. And let's see if we can find a couple more sheep. That'd be nice. So my idea right now, what I want to do is I want to immediately make production buildings, and I want to immediately go ahead and put some pressure on the map. And obviously having the Desert Raider is also going to help with that, right? Okay, we're gonna get double broadaxe because if he is going for fast castle, I am going to be ramming his towers. Okay, there's a tower. He is going for super fast age up. I don't think this is with Bannerman at all. This is just fast age up. I'm gonna make a couple of horsemen, and we'll explain why. I don't want to use a lot of wood to make units because I want to start making a ram immediately, and I can try to push him off of berries here immediately as well. But this Desert Raider, which is kind of why this Desert Raider is so nice for stuff like this. I'm gonna go another stable. Let's get blacksmith. The reason I want to get blacksmith, the reason I want to get blacksmith is 5 health, is to get range armor. So I can, when I attack, I can actually dive under the turret. My wood situation is a bit bad, but I am trying to get to a ram. I'll do a force drop off here. Let's get ranged armor. Now if he goes mounted samurai, I can just make Desert Raiders. They'll do pretty good damage against him. If he goes for samurais, then I can just make Desert Raiders because they have range attack, and I just can just kite forever. And you can see I'm making rams with my cavalry units. I can get a +1 range attack too. +1 ranged armor is almost done. And I'm gonna go for barracks actually, because I have a feeling he's gonna go mounted samurai, so I'm just gonna pre-counter that with barracks. I'm gonna keep these guys back. Because I don't want them to die to, what's it called? I don't want them to die to tower because they're very valuable. 2 workers dead. That thing is dead as hell. I'm gonna make another barracks. And now we're just gonna start mowing down stuff one by one. Now, there's a chance he's gonna go on like some weird gold and try to hold it from there, I guess. I'm gonna get tower on my own. So you need to be careful, like, so that he doesn't just make... Oh, I forgot to drop off sheep. You need to be careful so he doesn't start mining gold somewhere else. I'm gonna start destroying his houses as well. And the reason for that is obviously to supply block him so he cannot produce units. Okay, so he is going mounted samurai. But I have spearmen on the way coming. And he has no gold right now, so he is not gathering any gold. So I'm just gonna keep pushing through here. So he's on this gold again. We're gonna go destroy it. And he's trying to get any gold he can so that he can make more mounted samurais, right? And I'm just making counter units right now. Every time I take food now, I'm just gonna use sorry, I'm trying to talk and play at the same time, and it's obviously hard. Every time I make an outside food source, I'm just gonna make sure I tower it so that mounted samurai don't kill my stuff. Make a ram right there. And I'm gonna destroy the stables next. This is a very annoying spot for him. So I'm just gonna make sure to put as much pressure as possible. And now it's very important to look at the other golds. You can see right now the units are not coming, right? Which means that he's not mining gold as of right now. How the hell did that reach me? Okay. Okay, he might be in the back there, which I'm gonna check in a second. Oh, it's not there. I'm gonna try to drag him away and then crash on his army. But at this point, I can also try to age up, by the way. He might also try to counterattack, but I'm just gonna send these guys and go for a fast age up from here on out. I feel like I've delayed him enough, and the fact that he's still trying here means that he does not have means that he does not have any outside gold mining. Let's jump on this thing again. Okay. Let's kill the scout. Now, he's also going to be running out of food soon, right? Although he got a lot of sheep this game, which is pretty unfortunate for me. But he should also be looking into running out of food very shortly. I have some spearmen there that are going to help defend that. He's not paying attention. He's killing some villagers here, which is cool for him. But I'm also killing some stuff over here. And again, he's got a lot of archers, but he's got no gold, so we are chilling. Now, he might try to get more relics, which I'm not sure if he has tried already. More units are coming. So, his food is... he got a lot of sheep. He got 15 sheep, I think. But the more time passes, he should have less and less food, and he should be running into some food troubles too. So not only he'll need to get on the map for like relics and gold and whatever, he'll also need to go on the food on the map. Let's finally get those berry upgrades, or age up so that we get more berries. He lost quite a bit of villagers there, preventing the relic. And now I want to go back to making more horsemen, because his army right now is incredibly weak. It's just archers, right? So I don't... my army is also like full anti-cavalry, so it wouldn't really make sense for him to be like, yeah, let me make more mounted samurai. That's gonna do really well. So now what I'm doing is I'm just using my desert raiders to tank, basically. Or sorry, my desert raiders to kill stuff, and everything else is to tank damage for them. Even though not the most efficient to have your spearmen tank damage, it's better than losing your desert raiders, which are doing very well. Okay. And we'll just win by massing stuff. Now, I am aging up. So that's very nice for me. I can also look to maybe stop making spearmen sometime soon. I'm gonna drag him out. I'm trying to get him out of his base so that I can engage with my horsemen and potentially do some pretty good damage. I'm gonna wait for 6 and then we go. Let's go now. Let's go, go, go. And we're just gonna play the cavalry game now. Now remember how I said that you don't want to make camel lancers or mounted samurai? In this case, he has no mounted samurais. So me going for camel lancers could be quite good. Killing this. And he is trading quite a bit. Let's go back here. And let's go into a lot of lancers now. Now I got the villagers. So I should be ahead in villagers now. Not should. I probably most likely, yes, ahead in villagers. I'm gonna get ranged armor because his comp is basically just ranged units right now. And we're gonna go and we're gonna do a little counter to these horsemen. He still hasn't taken relics, by the way, mind that. He has taken some, but not all. So I'm gonna try to scoop those up. I'll take this guy and put it there. I'll take another guy, put it there. So if I get 3 relics here, very nice for me. And let's slowly transition. Like, I don't want to all in. Let's just, what's it called? Let's just get 2nd TC, get some relics, you know, all the good stuff. He's not here. He has to be on the berries, maybe here, or here. There we go. More villagers. I don't know how many that was. 6, I think? 7, maybe even? And look at that. He has no clue that I'm mass camel lancers right now, so he's gonna suffer some painful losses. My +2 ranged armor is completed. And the villagers are dying. He's about to start taking severe losses here. So that is just not a good time for him right now. I am probably ahead 10 workers, if actually not more. Even if he starts making spearmen now, I could potentially overwhelm him with the amount of camel lancers I have. I did the melee charge there. And that's So this is how you can play a Castle Rush Civ, even though you're technically also a Castle Rush Civ. This is just like versatility of Ayyubid, where... And by the way, he found 15 sheep, right? Now, if we reverse the situation, if I found 15 sheep, he would have died like 7-8 minutes ago because he would have ran out of food. Like, he only had to go on food now, right? Which is, how long is this game? 18 minutes. He only had to go on the food like at 15, 16. If he had 5 sheep, he would have to go to food at 10 minutes, and then I can attack him here, I can attack him here. That's why I had horsemen in the back, so it would be a lot better for me. But this is how you can play against Japanese, HRE, OTD, like all those civs you can, because Ayyubid is actually a very strong feudal civ as well. It's actually a civ that can parry Delhi in feudal, which is kind of wild. Okay, he can do another game with Delhi feudal fighting. So Delhi is kind of evolved. The feudal Delhi fighting still does exist. It's not that it's like gone and nobody plays it. I just want to show you guys Ayyubid in feudal age. So this is kind of like Ayyubid in feudal, but it's to deny age up or to deny gold. But I'm going to show you Ayyubid like full-on feudal fighting as well, just so you guys can see what that looks like. And like I said, Ayyubid is very diverse. I think if I played more, once I start practicing more tournaments, I think I'm going to start doing Ayyubid 2 Town Center. Just because I think the whole meta where you rush castle and you're like Lancers, Archer, and then Mangonel is kind of most likely over. So, yeah. Now, I'm going to show you a different variation of age ups once again, just to show you how many things you can do with Ayyubid. So this time around, we're going to go Eco Wing. And in my opinion, the time you should go Eco Wing is when you're saying, okay, I'm staying in feudal for a long time, so the 3 villagers that I'm going to get are going to be more valuable than the 7 I'm going to get later. Does that make sense? So, basically, because my plan is, you know, if this was a pro game, Ayyubid kind of has to fight in feudal. If you age up to castle against Delhi, you will end up getting destroyed. So you have to fight. So instead of saving that economy wing age up where you get villagers, I'm going to use it in feudal age, and the moment I age up, I'm basically 3 villagers ahead compared to my opponent. And not only that, but I also have more food because my berries then give 50 extra food. And that's kind of how you have to think about Ayyubid wings. Now, some of the other wings, I would say the Atabeg wing, I've tried it. I think it's just not that great. Like, it sounds really good, but I feel like it's just not that great. And then you have the Gamba wing, as I like to call it. It's playable, but it's so RNG. It's like, you can get sometimes really good things, sometimes you can get really bad things. So it's very hard to play with it and be consistent with it, right? Sometimes you'll have games where it's like, you're playing against a boom civ and you got like 6 units to make and you're just like cranking out those units you're attacking and it's great. But then sometimes it's like the opponent is booming and you get like a thing to buy food, right? So, you know, it's pretty bad. Like, I've also had games where I went Gamba wing and I'm playing as boom civ and I got 4 traders and I'm like, insta 4 traders, let's go, right? But sometimes you get 4 traders against French and you're like, yeah, I can't do anything with that because they're just gonna die. So, yeah. Why do we not go sheep on the start? Because berry gathering is better for Ayyubid and Delhi and Abbasid. So yeah, we're going Eco Wing right here. We found 2 deer packs, so I found all my food already on the map. And what I'm gonna do, just for safety, I'm just gonna move these villagers to the far ones, so I don't accidentally chop them. But we're gonna rally the Eco Wing onto the berries because, actually let me move this guy here. Because we're going Eco Wing and feudal, so I will get that food boost on the berries, so then we can just collect them without a problem. And we're gonna use all our gold to get eco upgrades immediately, because again, we're kind of in for the long one. We're expecting to fight in feudal for a long time, which means I also want to get golden age ASAP, which is going to give me 10% extra gathering rate, which is very, very strong, and part of the reason why Ayyubid is strong in feudal fights, because you have extra gathering, you can get 3 more villagers, and you have desert raiders, which obviously have the debuff for the cavalry. I don't know why those guys are going there, but okay. Now, if you're fighting in feudal, and I suggest this with no matter what civ you play, you can, and you should, if you have the APM and if you have the multitasking for it, you should always try and spread away the opponent's deer, so you can ruin the income from the deer later on for them. In case of Delhi, a lot of Delhi top players go for pro scouts. So not only I'm gonna pre-spread, I'm actually gonna push it into like woods and stuff, so that even if he's pro scouting, he actually cannot like click on the deer to pick it up, or he can't find it or whatever. But basically with pro scouting, if the deer are alive, you can just shift click on all of them. But if the deer are dead, you have to manually go there and then shift click them one by one. We're gonna make stable immediately. We're gonna get double broadaxe. And basically this is a little bit of like a game of chicken. So I'm gonna produce desert raiders, and my opponent can either go into spearmen, or I will just produce desert raiders for the rest of the game. The reason for that is desert raiders are gonna kill, they actually lose to Ghazi raiders in smaller numbers, but the higher numbers you have, desert raiders will absolutely demolish them. So I'm gonna put 5 on gold, and I'm just gonna be producing desert raiders for now. I'm gonna get another stable, because we might make horsemen later. Now another thing you can do, by the way, is you can actually open double archer range and produce desert raiders from there. But I like having my option to make horsemen if I want to, so something you should consider and think about. This usually means pro scouts, so it's very good that I've killed his it's very good that what's it called, that I've killed his deer, and I'm gonna just go on this side and I'm just gonna kill these, so it's harder for him to pick it up. Oh, it's a mistake from me. So once I get bigger numbers, I want to fight with desert raiders, but I don't want to fight right now. Now he can heal these up, so don't get baited into like fighting this for too long, okay? And another thing I want to do, I kind of want to go on these deer and secure them, because he's gonna take them with pro scouts. So that's something I want to avoid. I also don't have enough gold right now. Excuse me. I don't have enough gold to get my upgrade, so I'm just gonna put a couple of more workers on the gold. Now for him this might look like I'm aging up, but obviously I'm not. I'm just gonna commit a lot to desert raiders. Oh, he's gonna do that. Okay. I don't know how that works out. But I think I'm fine. Yeah, the desert raiders do a lot of damage to Ghazis, so I'm not sure about this, but and alright, well, GG. So what is the plan here from here on out? Whenever you're playing against a Knight Civ in Feudal Age, you can actually just continue to produce desert raiders. Now I know this is a short game, but basically this is the plan. I'll just give you the idea of how to play it. So I've killed all the deer. so that if he goes pro scouts, he actually needs to run there and then find them and click on them, which is very annoying. So I would like to next defend this. So maybe do a little wall here so I can deny the pro scouts by putting army here because both my deer packs are here. And whenever you play Ayyubid in feudal and the opponent can make knights or they can make Ghazi raiders or any like Sipahi, you can just produce desert raiders. They will kill everything, okay? The reason I said it becomes a game of chicken, you will either have 30 desert raiders and he's going to have like 50 horsemen, or he's going to transition to spearmen. The interesting thing with desert raiders and what makes Ayyubid a bit annoying, if you actually go for spearmen too late, like let's say he starts making spearmen, you can just transition to desert raider bow, kill the spearmen, and then go in melee and hit the cavalry. And at that point as Ayyubid, you can either continue, like once you reach that critical mass, you can either continue to make desert raiders, or you can age up, or you can get an archer range and start producing archers. Now, what I should have done in this game, in this matchup specifically, I should have just gone triple archer range, because I could make desert raiders and then after I could produce archers when he transitions to spearmen, right? But in this game, like I said, I have a lot more income than he does because I have 10% gathering rate for all resources. I have my eco upgrades done faster than him. His are free, but I have them faster. And from this point on, it's just going to be fighting and micring. What if they go spearman plus archer? Well, if they go spearman plus archer, you can just go for horseman plus archer. Like the reason at the top level play, the reason why you never see people open spearman plus archer with like civs that have access to good cavalry is because you're so slow. And even if you counter, like let's say you push, the opponent can just go around your army and kill your villagers in your base, right? What if they go knights plus archers? See, that's interesting. If they go knights plus archers, you can go, that's a good question. You can go desert raider into horsemen. Basically, you would just make desert raiders to kill the knights, and you can go horsemen to kill the archers. There's another option. You can just stay on desert raiders and then produce archers, so you create like this critical mass of archers, or like 50-60 archers, and transition to slowly to spearmen. But the reason why Ayyubid is so good against like French and JD and Rus is because not only they do a lot of damage to cavalry, but they also debuff cavalry, right? 20%. So it's very, very good. All right, let's talk about all the different matchups. Shout out to Krakeny, by the way. Check him out. He streams on Twitch. Someone in the chat can link his stuff. Let me thank him for the games. He helped me with the custom games, so I actually have games to find. Now let's talk about the matchups. So, like I said earlier, the worst matchup for Ayyubid is probably Byzantine and Abbasid, in my opinion. Abbasid, because no matter what you do, the way civs work, you cannot kill them if you go aggressive, and if you go fast castle, they will outboom you. If you go to TC, you will also get outboomed. Japanese, HRE, OTD, whatever other civilization likes to rush castle, I just kind of showed you how to play Ayyubid earlier against Japanese, where you're putting pressure on their gold and you're denying stuff. That's how you can do it. You can also just rush castle yourself if that's something you want to do. But civs like Japanese and HRE should, if the players are, you know, as good as you are, they should have faster castle. And that's why whenever you're playing as a civ that can get castle faster, you don't really want to do that because they're going to get to castle first. So those civs I kind of showed how to play against. HRE, I would say, out of all the castle rush mirrors or like matchups, HRE is probably the hardest because it's the best civ that can do a castle rush. Abbasid, yeah, good luck. Byzantine is a very hard one because even if you do, so basically there's a couple of different ways this matchup can go, and I feel like no way is a good way. So you can either go 2TC, which Byzantine is very good at punishing and killing. You can go fast castle, but if Byzantine pushes you with Limitane longbow, the game turn becomes like pretty weird, where you're age 2, but it's like, do you make camel lancers, but he has Limitane? Do you make gulams, but he can kite you with longbows? So it's like a very weird one, and he can push you off the gold. And then if you try to fight in feudal, the Byzantine player actually doesn't have to go out and fight you. They can just be like, oh, you're making units? Let me just sit on my gold and slowly add farms and age up. So I feel like it is very, very rough matchup because of that. And eventually when Byzantine is in castle, they will be able to produce like crazy amount of units. China and Zhu Xi Legacy. These are the civs that you usually just go fast castle against, and their job is going to be like preventing you from taking relics. So you want to fast castle, get the relics, and then either all in with like a bunch of mangonels or something and rams, or you want to transition into second and third TC, or just second TC, and just play on game as normal. So usually the way Ayyubids work is you age up to castle, you take the relics, you get the map control, and then you kind of dictate where the game is going. French and JD and Rus. Honestly, you can probably do whatever you want in these matchups. Not because it's like an auto win for you, but just because you can. And the different wings that Ayyubid has gives you that option to like, yeah, you can go 2 TC with like military wings, so your Desert Raider can defend your second TC. You can go ecoing into fighting. You can go fast castle. You can have dervish to heal up your units as well. So there's a bunch of different things you can do. And obviously these civs are very focused on the cavalry, and the fact that you have camels is very good because you debuff their cavalry, and you know, you kind of force them to either not play cavalry or play crowd cavalry with reduced damage. H-Ring OTD, I kind of mentioned it. Delhi. Most of the time you will have games where, like I tried to show earlier, you're going to be fighting in Feudal Age. And at that point, it just becomes kind of like a micro battle. I think that both civs can win. They have like different advantages, but you should have more income in the long run. English, we played it already, kind of talked through it. Malian. Malian is an interesting one. I mentioned this when I played Malian, when I did the Malian guide. A lot of people say Ayyubid counters Malian, and a lot of people say Malian counters Ayyubid. I think both civs can win. I personally like Malian in this matchup more. There's a lot of interesting things you can do. By the way, and you can do this against any civ. So what a lot of top players are doing is actually not a straight up castle rush, but what they like to do is they make a stable, they make an archer range, and they start making the horsemen and archers, and they rally them across the map. And the opponent sees that, and like, oh shit, I gotta make units. And then you pull everything off of wood, you put it on gold, and you age up, right? So basically you slow down the opponent's booming by making units, making them think you're gonna all in, and then you just age up behind it. And obviously the powerful part about Ayyubid is you have Gulams, which are very good against Malian. And then you can go like Gulam Archer or something like that with a few mangonels, which is gonna make a pretty good army comp. Mongol, I don't really know what to think about this matchup. I don't think it's personally a problem for Ayyubid. Even if they do a Tau Rush, you can just age up with military wing, and you can make a ram immediately like Abbasid can with military wing. So once you do that, if you thought that knights or horsemen die fast to Desert Raiders, Keshiks die even faster. So I don't personally think it's a good matchup for Mongol. It can be kind of sketchy, right, because of the Mongol Tower Rush, but overall you should be good. Ottoman is an interesting one. Ottoman is very slow, but once it reaches late game, it used to be very favored for Ottoman, but because the siege has been nerfed, specifically Great Bombard, right, it cannot just mow down whole armies anymore. I feel like this gives better chance for Ayyubid. And the fact that Desert Raiders are a lot better now because of all the university upgrades that they got. Desert Raiders in the late game versus Sipahi are very, very good. But if you use a front line, let's say Gulams plus Desert Raider backline, not only you have Gulams to tank Janissaries and Sipahi, but in the backline you're going to have Desert Raiders that are going to do ranged attacks versus Janissaries, which counters them, and you're going to dent them in pretty well. So don't think it's that bad of a matchup for Ayyubid, and you should be the one dictating the tempo because Ottoman is pretty slow. And there's also a very funny interaction with Sipahi versus Desert Raiders, by the way, where when Sipahi activate their attack speed ability, they will actually completely butcher the Desert Raiders, but they will also take a shit ton of damage from Desert Raiders. So it's a very weird interaction. And then Ottoman we mentioned as well. Now, someone asked earlier, are Manjaniks good? They are, especially because they can destroy buildings. So they can be very good against like Malian to kill cows, or against Malian gold pit and houses around it. They can be very good against keeps. So yeah, Manjaniks are definitely very good, and you definitely want to be using the fire attack to kill buildings and stuff. So that's it. That was how to play Ayyubid like a pro. I hope you guys learned something new. This was how to play like a pro number 15, and the last one will be how to play JD like a pro. I know there's not a lot of Ayyubid players, but I still wanted to make, I think it's the least played civ, but I still wanted to make a guide for you guys. I think Ayyubid is a pretty solid civ overall, with only 1 or 2 counter civs, and every other matchup I think is more than playable. If you're watching on YouTube, check me out on Twitch. I'm probably live right now. If you're watching on Twitch, let's keep going.